Hey everybody, hope everybody's doing well. It is time to do a first quarter of 2025 collection update. Got quite a bit here, so I won't delay this too much because it's probably going to be a longer video, but sit back and enjoy my musings and my pickups for the last 3 months. We'll start as we usually do with what I got digitally. Only two this 3-month period, and that was Neil Howell's The Way Out and Paul Sadler's The Irrational EP. I will magically put the covers of the albums of those two, the Neil Howell album as well as the Paul Sadler, so you can see what I'm talking about. Check them out. They're both great albums, great EP. So make sure you check those out. All right, let's get into the CDs. Every once in a while, you come across a collection that the band is selling as a whole complete discography. What I mean by that is they are selling their CDs or vinyl, but it's usually CDs, all their studio albums for a reduced price. And I've recently discovered a group called Laughing Stock earlier this year with their album Shelter. And I went and I purchased their discography, and I suggest you guys go and do it yourself. They're a great group from Norway, so enough about that. Let's show their album. This, of course, is the debut album. It's simply called The Island. They did re-record it, which I will show you shortly here. But this version is also very good. I think I almost prefer it a little bit more. It's less polished than the re-recorded version, but at the same time, it's just as good. And then we have their second album, Sunrise. Sorry for the glare. And then, of course, this is what I'm talking about. This is the re-recording of The Island. And then we have their album called Zero Acts Part 1 and 2. And then the follow-up to the Acts Volumes 3 and 4. Then we have their album called Future Songs. And then the album that kind of did it for me and started me on this journey, and this is this one. This is, of course, Shelter. And I absolutely love that album cover. It's a good place to start with them, too. And then speaking of Paul Sadler, I got his debut album. And then, of course, it's called Soon to Be Absorbed. And then there's a group out of California, I believe, called Mondo Drag, which I kind of discovered late. Not last year, but the year before that, I believe 2023. Anyways, this is their debut album, simply titled Mondo Drag. It is not available on vinyl, as the other two are, but I would have bought it if it was. This, of course, is my first masterpiece of the year. This is Jacob Roberge's album, The Passing. Order this from him directly, guys. You need to order this album. There's one album I need you to have, or I suggest that you have from this quarter. This would be it. And winding up the CDs, we have IQ's new album, Dominion. I can't wait to see these guys in a couple of days on the cruise. It'll be the first time ever seeing them, so that'll be a real surprise. And I'm really looking forward to that. Okay, let's get on to the vinyl here. First, I'm going to show you the LP version of Shelter, which that artwork again seeing it on a vinyl is absolutely breathtaking. Just have a look at that and look at the details there for a minute. See the little white bird in the tree there? I didn't notice that off at first. But anyways, it's on black wax. I'm not going to show you because it's black wax. Next we have the second last album that Mystery needs to put out on vinyl. Finally came out. I believe they have one more. I believe Destiny is the last one to come. If you don't know who Mystery are, they're a great Canadian AOR prog group. I think everybody would like them. They're just that good. And then of course that's the gatefold. And there's the back with the track listings. Once again, it's on black wax. I know it's available on a lot more variants, but I just choose the black one. And then we have the group called Theocracy, and this is their album from 2023, called Mosaic. Very, very good. Very good power metal. This is on a real neat blue marble, so I will show you that. I'll show you the gatefold as well. Just a picture of the guys. Pull that out. Yeah, I don't know how all that's going to show, but it's pretty awesome. And then for some reason, I had thought I'd ordered the following album by Airbag, but apparently I was wrong, so I corrected that. And this is their A Day in the Studio Unplugged in Oslo. And this, of course, features tracks from A Day at the Beach. And because of the pandemic, they couldn't tour, so they kind of had to put this out maybe as just a way to subsidize their income, or put something out for the fans, because there was quite a gap there where nobody was putting anything. So I think they just got creative like everybody else and put something out. There's also a DVD recording of the sessions. There's only, I want to say, 4 songs. And it's on no, 6 songs, sorry. And it's on a clear vinyl. Really stripped down, really acousticy, very soothing actually, a very, very nice listen. So if you're a fan of Airbag, make sure you check that out. And then of course we have Neil Morris and the Resonance, No Hill for a Climber. Probably the best Neil Morris album that was released last year. I'll show you the gatefold. I won't show you the wax. The vinyl was just plain black. Great album. Now we have, I was been on a bit of a Decemberist kick this last little while, and this is kind of outtakes from The King is Dead, I think that's what it's called. Yes, The King is Dead, and this is kind of just leftovers and sessions, songs from the same sessions. It's on a 10-inch, 6 songs. It's not a gatefold, it's just on black wax. Then we have the third album by The Smile called Cutouts. I love that gatefold. Their artwork is very specific to The Smile. All their albums are kind of in this very colorful, bloody, I don't know what you would call the art style, but nonetheless, another great album from Tom York and the boys. Now, speaking back of Mondo Drag, here is their second album called The Occultation of Light. There's the back, and there's the track listing if you can make that out. Then we have their most recent album, and this is the album that kind of introduced me to the band, and this album, of course, is called Through the Hourglass. Again, it's just on black vinyl, so I won't show it to you. Then we have Parasomnia, the latest Dream Theater album, which everybody is, I think, fairly happy with. I know I am. I mean, it's not old school Dream Theater like I'll show you in a minute, but it's definitely a worth a listen and worth to have. This is on one of the most clearest vinyls I've ever seen as far as how see-through it is. Like, it's just, look at that. Brilliant, brilliant. And it sounds really good too. Do keep getting that there. Then, of course, I picked up the reissue of Images in Word. A must-need for any Dream Theater fan. And this is on Clear Vinyl Wax 2. Yes, pretty much the same as Parasomnia. And for fitting so much music on each side, like, look at the track listings and lengths. You know, we've got 8, 4, 8, 5 on side 1. We have 9, 7, 2, and 11 on side B. You know, that's a lot of minutes of music, and it doesn't suffer from anything. It sounds great from start to end, which is amazing because that's quite a bit of time to compress and put on one side of vinyl, but it worked. Then, of course, we have Awake, which is on the same color of vinyl, that clear vinyl again. So I won't bother showing it, but I'll show you the gatefold, all the lyrics and the pictures. Also sounds incredible for the amount of music on the vinyl. And then I discovered that I didn't have Voodoo Lounge, one of my, if not, it's either second or third favorite Rolling Stones album, Voodoo Lounge. Remember seeing this concert in Winnipeg way back, and where the hell would it be? And this was released originally, doesn't say. But anyways, I remember going to that concert in Winnipeg, and it was one of the best concerts I've ever seen, the whole Voodoo Lounge tour, and it is on colored vinyl. So I will show you the two variant colors. Of course, disc 1 is on this nice red, or as the French call it, rouge. And the second one is on this kind of nice dark yellow. And then, I'll leave these two for a minute. We have Anubis' brand new album, The Unforgiven. The reason I have 2 copies is this one is my playable copy. Show you the gatefold inside with all the lyrics and the story of the album there. And then of Disc Course 1 I have signed by the band. Not sure why they signed the back of the album. I would have thought that they would have signed the front of the album, but at the same time, that's okay too. I'm not going to gripe because it's something that I've always liked, getting stuff autographed, and I'll live with it. It's not the worst thing. This album is on a kind of a real neat variant. I'll show it for you real quick. And then getting closer to the bigger stuff. Yes, the bigger stuff. To round out this a little bit of a selection of stuff, because the next stuff is all kind of related to David Bowie and my birthday, so we'll just leave it at that. Anyways, this is the brand new Pattern Seeking Animals album, Friend of All Creatures. Right now in the running, I'm going to say this is probably my favorite of theirs out of the 5 they put out. Like any of their albums, you know what you're going to get with the group. It's very consistent, it's very good. Once again, it's on a nice color red variant, and I'll just show it to you because it's quite nice. So yeah, that is that. Okay, I recently had celebrated my birthday on March 17th, so I got a couple of things that I requested and wanted, and the first thing I got from my brother was this Elliott Smith 4-song EP, all songs from Either Or. Let's see, we have Angelus, Alameda, Ballad of Big Nothing, and Punch and Judy, all kind of in a little bit different formats, alternate versions as I call it. And it's on this really cool white 7-inch. Pull it out and just show you real quick. If you're not familiar with Elliott Smith, I've always kind of considered him a musician. There we go. Very acoustic based, very pop based, a lot of Beatles influences. So if you kind of like that thing, check him out. I think you guys would really like him if you're not aware of him. And then, also for my birthday, I had asked for, well, let's start and let's go back a bit here. I've been looking for this box set by David Bowie for quite some time. And this is, of course, his A New Career in a New Town. And I've actually found it for a real good price. So I picked that up. I was very happy with it. And I'll just, before I go on, I'll just show you the contents of this real quick. I won't show you all the vinyls unless there's something different about them. But we'll start with Low, of course. This is my favorite period of Bowie, by far. I'll show you this one just for the fact that this is how they're all going to kind of look unless I take out and show you differently. They're all black and they've all got that kind of RCA mock-up. Instead of Bowie there, it would say RCA on the original releases. And of course they would use that orange color as well. Alright, and then after that, of course, we have Heroes. After Heroes, we have, let's see if I can do this without closing everything. The Heroes EP, which has the German version, German single version, the French full version, and the French single version. The German version is good. The French one doesn't quite translate as good, and it sounds a little bit, I don't know, it's hard to listen to in a way. It just, the vocals don't fit with the melody as much as the German or the English does, but it's neat to hear. So we have put that back. And then with these box sets, they always include the live albums of the time. Of course, we have this being Stage. It's being a gatefold. And originally, like the sticker said here, it was released on yellow vinyl. When it was released in '78, you could buy it on vinyl. And this variant, this yellow color, I don't know how collectible it was, if there's lots. My original one is just plain black. But this is on the nice one. I don't mean to be vulgar, but it's like a real, almost piss yellow. Which apparently is exactly the way the other one looked. So for collectible reasons, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's not something I'm going to listen to that often, because he's got better live material from the 70s. All right, let's get that in there. Then, of course, because you can't have one version of Stage isn't enough, so you have to have a second version of it, but this one's an extended version. So it's on 3 LPs instead of 1. There's the track list there. And it's just on black wax again. And they did this with David Live as well from 1974. So there's the trifold. Sorry about the glare. And then we have a very underrated album, in my opinion, and that, of course, is Lodger. Which, when you open the gatefold, looks like that. And then the picture's kind of like that. And again, it's just on black wax, and like I said, very underrated. And then exclusive to this box set, they did a Tony Visconti remixed it, because the original mix is somewhat needing it, and I'm glad they did it, because this does sound phenomenal. It's the same album cover. The difference is Gatefold has got a slightly different version of the original picture. Yeah, they did it justice, and it sounds tremendous. The only bad thing about it, this is the only way you can buy it, which is, I guess, why it makes it unique to the box set. There's always a few albums that seem to be get that treatment. Then we have another personal favorite of mine, and this, of course, being Scary Monsters, which is on black wax, but I believe it has a different label. Let's see here. Oh yeah, we've switched to the RCA black label now. And then the last vinyl of this set is what they call Recall, which is all single versions, live recordings, B-sides to singles, stuff of that variant. Like we've got, I'll read them off here. We've got the single version of Heroes. We have an extended version of Beauty and the Beast. We have an Australian single version of Breaking Glass. We have a single version of Yes Assassin, a single version of DJ. We have the Alabama song. We have Space Oddity, which was re-recorded in 1979. The Ashes to Ashes, Fashion, Scary Monsters single versions. Crystal Japan, Under Pressure with Queen. The original Cat People putting out Fire from the soundtrack version. Peace on Earth, Little Drummer Boy by Bowie and Bing Crosby, of course. And then we have Bertolt Brecht's Ball on side 4. That's quite a mouthful. There we are again. And if you guessed it, the label's probably going to be on green, right? Well, let's see if my memory is as good as I think it is. Yep. And I think I have Bowie Rare that's on the same kind of color, I believe I'm right. But yeah, and of course there's a big book here too, but I'm not going to pull it out because it's quite big and bulky, but it's full of some great photos and stories about the albums, etc. So anyways, I'll squeeze that back in there. Move that out of the way. Now comes my birthday, and the family asked what I wanted, and I said, well, there's another David Bowie box set, which is called Who Could I Be Now, that I didn't have. So I said that's what I would like, and I guess they must have found it for a good price, and that's what they got me. And it's not quite as big as New Career in a New Town, but it's up there. So let's quickly dive into this, and I'll show you, much like I did with the other one. I won't show you all the records because they're probably, in fact, I know they're all the same orange label, except maybe the two of them, but I'll look anyways. Let's get started here. Of course, we have 74's Diamond Dogs. Gatefold like the original. And then there's the back, and I'll just point this out, but the dog now has a wiener again. So put that back, and let's get in there, you bastard. And like I said with the other box set, they have to put live albums in, which is good. We have the original David Live, which was just a 2 LP affair. And of course, it's just a typical gatefold with a couple of pictures of them there. Nothing unordinary. And then, much like the stage treatment, they had enough material recorded from the same shows that they reconfigured it and made a 3 LP version of that stage of David Live. There is the track list there. And I will open this up and show it as best as I can. All right. And then going back to the larger kind of idea, there was an album that he was going to release called The Gouster before it became Young Americans, and this is what it was supposed to be. This was supposed to be the artwork and the album tracks. So here it is. And then there would be the back cover of it. And I don't know if you're going to be able to read the track list in there, so I'll read it off to you. We have John, I'm Only Dancing Again. Somebody Up There Likes Me. It's Gonna Be Me. Who Can I Be Now? Can You Hear Me? Young Americans, and ending it with Right. So most of those songs did make it onto Young Americans, and some did not. So we'll pull that out. And that's what it eventually kind of morphed into, to be Young Americans. Of course, has the title track, Young Americans, has Win, has Fascination, has Right. Fascination wasn't on, neither was Win. Somebody Up There Likes Me was on the Gouster. Across the Universe was recorded with John Lennon at the same time Fame was. Fame again was not on the Gouster, it wasn't even recorded then. And Can You Hear Me is also on the Gouster, but that's what the Gouster became, is Young Americans. Okay, let's get few in there. All right, so now we have 1976 Station to Station. A great album. And then, because they can and they do, they want to have stuff that's unique to these box sets. There's a 2018, sorry, remixed by Harry Maslin, who originally produced the album back in '76. He remastered it and remixed it. It sounds quite a bit better. It's a lot more in your face. Really enhanced it quite a bit, actually. But once again, you can't get this version unless you buy this box set. And then I believe there's also a Station to Station box set out there that has the original mix plus this, plus the live album that I'm going to show you next. So you can get it previously and you can't get it previously, either way. But I'm glad to have it in my collection. And then this, to me, is the best live album he recorded in the 70s that was officially released. This is live at Nassau Coliseum in 1976. And check out that set list. That's pretty impressive, especially for that time of his career. And this is a different label than the rest of them on that orange RCA. This is just a very generic black because it was never officially released by RCA. So it doesn't have that RCA mock-up at all. Okay, that takes care of the bulk of that box set. Get in there. There we have one more to show you here. This again is just like the other box set. This is Recall 2, which just has, you know, single edits, different mixes, different live edits, promo edits, stuff like that. I can't remember what label it's on. Oh yeah, I'll just show it because I have it out. It's just on that generic orange Bowie RCA label again. Okay, that is that. That's the second box set. And then in addition to this, they also got me an album called Divine Symmetry. And this is kind of a reimagination of the Hunky Dory album. And if you guys know that back cover, you know that's the same one that was used on the original Hunky Dory. It's just got different retakes, different versions, different mixes of the original track on the album. I'm not going to go into detail of what tracks were used for what source, but it's a neat way to do things, and I believe this was just it was a record store only release. I know you can still pick it up, but that's what it was intended for, and it's on that very early kind of tanny brown RCA label. So yeah, that's been this first quarterly of 2025 haul. I hope you enjoyed what I've picked up. It was a big one. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.